Welcome, Waka. 2015 fall season is upon us. My name is Nate Rebello, alongside with my co-host. What's his name?
Guess who's back?
I'm
Yours truly.
I'm
Here to upset more people.
extremely sorry for that. It's hard to make me the likable one, Victor, but I think you do it. How you doing, buddy?
Hanging in there, man. Hanging in there. I'm pretty psyched. This season's finally underway.
Yeah,
We already have 1 week under our belt. We got a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah, that was a good time. Some people are a little upset we didn't have a preview show. I'm just a busy guy right now. Victor's a busy guy. Lucky
Can't
to have
please
us
all the
this week.
people all the time.
Yeah, well, they just want to see us more often. Can you really blame them?
Nah, how can we blame them? I mean, everyone wants to know what we have to say.
Yeah, it's a good time. Anyway, the first thing we like to do is review the scores from last week. Victor, if you have anything to say about these games, just interrupt me. First one, I'm sure we're going to want to talk about it. Unfortunately, I was reffing your game, so I didn't get to see this one. Do It For The Kids beats DTF 4-3.
That's pretty, I think that this is kind of, this season could be Do It For The Kids coming out party a bit. I think that they've got, what's this, their third season in the league?
This is their third season. Second name.
So, third season. They definitely got the hangs that we've always said they're a pretty athletic team. And I don't know, I haven't seen a lot of DTF, but I mean, this team has been like, in the middle of the pack for a long time. Maybe they've taken a step back this season, or maybe Do It For The Kids has just gotten better. I mean, to win a 4-3 game against a team that was, DTF was a competitive team last year.
Yeah, if this is at the end of the season, I'm probably not surprised, but usually the beginning, Do It For The Kids, takes a little time to get it going. I wish I could see some of their players to say whether they've improved or DTF has gone down, but reffing duties didn't let me do that. But I'm not shocked. I mean, DTF is that middle of the pack team. That's who they are. I think they are like that middle team in every season, which is, I mean, it's good. It's better than being one of those bottom teams.
Well, maybe they need to stop worrying about their kicking music and start worrying about winning games.
I'm not gonna lie. I really appreciate the kicking music. It gets really quiet when you don't have any music and just silent.
Yeah, I mean, I like the music too, but if I hear a good song, I want to hear the whole thing, not the first 15 seconds.
Oh, they were leaving it on when we were playing over there. Next game I have for you, I have Tommy's 8 over Ballaside's 4. What I was told is that this game was tied going into the last inning, and Tommy's just let them have it and then put up 4 or 5 runs or something in that inning. Surprised it was close at all, honestly. Tommy's has added some really good players. I know they added Steve from our team, always a great player for us. Hope he's a lot worse for them. And they also added a couple guys I know from the Dodgeball League that are studs there, so I'm not sure if that's going to translate to the kickball field, but they are athletes, so I'm surprised this one was even close.
Yeah, I am too. I just think that, like you said, they added new players. They're playing together for the first time this season. I think that that's probably why they just got a slow start. I mean, I could even say even in our game, we were neck and neck with Kickers for a while.
Hey, you're getting ahead of me. That's my next one.
Yeah, no, I hear you barking, but I'm just trying to make a comparison here. That Tommy just needs to get back in the groove, like you said, new players. I'm not trying to take anything away from Ballaside, but I'm certainly not ready to say Ballaside's on the same level as Tommy's.
Oh no, not at all. I mean, this might be a blow. Hey, I'm hoping that for somehow they are much improved and they could be a top level team. I'd be pumped. All right, next game is the game you were just talking about, Victor. Your game, 6-3 Balls Deep wins. It was 3-3 going into the last inning. And then you guys kind of took over, put up 3 runs. I think you got bases loaded and no outs, and did a great job of getting people on base.
Yeah, again, I don't want to take anything against Sick Kickers, but I'm just like with Ballside. I'm not going to put Sick Kickers on the same level as us until they've proven it. They played a tight game against us. There's no doubt. We did what we always do the first 2 games of every season. We have 3 new players on the field. We throw the ball around. We make errors. You rep the game. You probably could have picked out 10 things we did incorrectly that we weren't doing last season in the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely base running errors on both sides. There was a few double plays because of just really, really not heads up plays. That'll fix itself out. What are you doing?
Nothing. Why are you looking at me like that?
Weird guy, my co-host.
I'm smelling my table.
Next game we have is it was my game. We played against kicking it old school. PFK we won 25-0. What to say about this game? I mean, this team had 90% new players. Really super nice people. We hung out with them after the game. We hung out with them a little at the bar. I think I did. Um, yes, I definitely did. They were really nice. They were like receptive to taking advice from us. They were asking questions. They thanked us for like letting them play through of what could have been a run rule, but nothing but positive things to say about them as people. And then they had a couple good athletes, but it's going to take a little time. This will probably be a rough season for them. What do you think?
I wasn't able to make it to the bar. I wasn't able to see any of them. I briefly saw your game.
Yeah.
I am glad though to see that you offered them, the surrender or run rule, and that they wanted to play through it. I think that's what's important.
Oh, they were loving it. They said we want the practice. We need the practice. Keep going though.
how
Sorry.
can how can you argue with that? I mean, that's and I know sometimes in this league people look at the scores and they're like, oh, they blew them out. But you know what? I've been on the other side of that. Game one, week one, season one, we lost 16-1.
Hmm.
The only way by the end of the season, we were in the championship. But the only way you get there is by playing those games and getting that practice. So it's good to see that they wanted to play. It's good to see that they were involved in it. I know there was some drama around it. We don't have the full story yet. I'm sure we'll talk about it once we get it. But I'm glad to see that, you guys let them play it out and that they wanted to play it out, because that's why they're there. They're there to play. Unless they're hanging their heads and they're upset, play ball.
No, they were all laughs. They were having a good time. I'm even wearing their team colors tonight, so I guess I could be one of them soon. No. All right, next game we have for you is one beats Guacamole 12-2. I was playing at the same time. I don't know if you got to see any of this. I did not.
I did not see any of it. Guacamole was one of my favorite teams in the league. Great team to hang out with after the party, after the games rather, at the party. Again, didn't get to do it because I couldn't make it. I had a bachelor party to go to after this past week's games. But one is a perennial good team. They won the championship last year. I know that their team has switched up a bit. They got some new guys, even some guys that were out of the league last year. But I'm not surprised to see them winning. Against Guacamole. Guacamole still, I think they're a second-year team.
Yeah.
And it's going to take time. It's going to take recruiting. It's going to take a lot before you can compete with a team that's won two of the five or six of the six championships that this league has held. So,
honestly, 12-2 is somewhat respectable. Like, that's impressive. I don't think it was that close last year.
Agreed. And we both know that one has had big changes. So, I mean, maybe that's why. We'll see as the season goes on.
Yeah. All right.
What you got next?
That was all the scores. So next thing I want to do is talk about a couple new rules that were put into play. The first one, I think that's going to affect everyone, is the intentional walk rule. I am a huge fan of this. This is what they do in Waka tournaments. Is you can't intentionally walk someone right away. You can definitely intentionally walk someone, just not right away. So if you throw 4 balls in a row, it's going to count as 2 bases. So if someone pitches 4 balls right away without a foul or a strike against you, you will get second base.
Yeah, this is a big change. I think, do I like it? I'm indifferent on the rule. If you want my opinion, I think that anything that's going to change the game to make it more competitive is good. I think if anything, it favors the kickers. It takes some of the, as a manager, a player coach, I think that it takes some of the control out of our hands. It gives us another thing to think about. Probably just similar to some of the new NFL changes where they back up the extra point.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it is what it is. We have to work with it. It's definitely going to change the way even you manage a game, because now if you have someone on second base and you intentionally walk someone and there's someone on third, you're bringing a run home.
Yeah. Sorry. No, you keep going.
Now I actually used this rule in my game, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
We had a runner in a tie game in the bottom of the 6th. Sick Kickers had a runner on third with 1 out. And they had Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on who it was that was up.
I don't remember. Was it Eric?
No, it wasn't Eric. It was
I don't know.
oh God, I can't get it.
Yeah,
But
don't
so and I purposely walked him because they had a female kicker up next. I mean, no discredit to the female kicker. You know, and I know if we're going to face a kicker with one out and a runner in scoring position, you want to get that second out is huge.
Mm-hmm.
And then lo and behold, not only did we get the second out with the female kicker, we actually turned double play and got out of the inning and we went into the top of the seventh in a tie game.
Yeah. Now
So that was a big difference.
Now, if this was last year and somehow it was second and third in whatever how many outs there were, you're not going to do that. I mean, that could cost you the game. That would put in a run. If it was second and third, I'm saying if it was this year with
I know what you're saying. Correct. Bases. If there's a person on second and third, now I can't intentionally walk the male kicker. I have to face him,
or just give up a run. Yeah. I remember back in the day, Barry Bonds, they still would walk him even if it put in a run. Yeah, I love it as a kicker. I was walked, I think, last year in the championship. I was walked last year in the championship, and I was walked last year in the semifinals at one point. I'm hoping that happens less. So I'm excited about that. As a captain, I definitely intentionally walk people frequently because the situation called for it. So that part can be a negative, but I think it's good. I think it's good for the league. Walks are never that much fun, so easy enough. But it also the strategy that's really going to come into play, and I'm interested in, is in a walking situation, will you see someone try to throw like one super hard pitch, try to get a strike or a foul right away, and then do the intentional walk, which is 100% legal. I know I will. Sure, you better be paying attention for it. And when I'm kicking, I'm paying attention for it.
Absolutely.
The other change was the extra inning rule in the playoffs. This will not apply in the regular season. Last year, the championship ended in this fashion, where it was kind of like on the spot. What do we do? It's extra innings, and we had to play with 4 males and 4 females in the field, and it was kind of crazy. I mean, one definitely earned it, not taking anything away, but it was a little chaotic trying to come up with that last minute when we didn't know going into it as that. So now we have set rules. If I'm not mistaken, you play 1 inning with your full lineups, and then every inning after that, you take a person away. So you play.
I think you're right.
You play 11 on 11. The next inning will be 10 on 10, then 9 on 9. Then I think you eventually end at 8 on 8. I like the gradual change rather than just taking everyone out. This way, it's so hard. I mean, how do you pick 8 people? Who do you pick? And then to do that in minutes was really difficult last year.
Well, here's the thing, and then don't you also have to even it out? So if you have to have 8 people, 4 of them have to be females, correct?
Yeah, correct.
So in essence, what we're doing
no matter
in most
what,
of these games is
4 and 4. All right. Anything else you wanted to talk about before we get to this week's lines?
No, let's do it.
Oh, I thought you had some other stuff. We could talk about it later. All right.
Well, we talked a little bit about the fact that we got some change-up players on different teams.
Yeah.
Which is going to make the league a little different. I know Margie's playing with you this year.
Hell yeah, she is. I love Margie. A couple of people are asking her who she had to pay or who she had to do some other favors for to get on my team. All she had to do was be a good person, and that's who she is, and we're happy to have her. Yeah, screw you all. We love Margie.
I don't know why anyone would have a problem with that. Who cares who she plays for?
I know. I mean, she's
no one had a problem with who Lamel played. Lamel played for the best team in the league season 1.
Who was the best team in the league?
I'm sorry, the preseason favorite. When the Fozzies came in, they were supposed to be one of the better. We didn't know anything about PFK. We just knew the Fozzies had players that had been playing before. We all learned that first season.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So, and then we got Steve, your old pitcher, over to Tommy's.
Yep, that's true. He left us.
And then you got Big coming from 1 to your squad.
Yeah, Big's a good guy. He plays on my travel team. I am pumped to play with him on the Friday Night League. Love that guy.
And I heard that we've even had some people come back to the league. I know it took a season off. I think Kyle's back, and so is Jeff.
Yeah,
and they're both under the Hawkins-Coons regime over there at 1, correct?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I had no idea until I saw Jeff in a red shirt. I'm like, whoa, that happened. I'm happy to have Jeff back in the league. It always adds some fun to it.
And then I got Steve Hallis back, which you have to be a real Waka veteran to know who Steve is, but he was around the first 2. Yeah, I know you do, but not all the viewers are gonna. So we got Steve back, and we added a few new females on my team. We lost a few people, but new faces, new season.
Oh, I can't wait.
More,
We've got more new players this year than we've had in most seasons. I love it. They're ready to go. But speaking of viewers, if we want to keep them, we should keep moving. My lines for the week. For game one, I have Tommy's as 4.5 run favorites against DTF. What's your pick? Tommy's. I agree. I think they put it together. Joey might have not been there last week. That I don't know. 16.5 run favorites against Kicking It Old School.
This is the team you beat 25-0. It's going to be their second game.
I feel bad. That's
we know they're going to play the whole game. We know they're going to play the whole game. So I'm going to take one. Laying the 16.5.
Unfortunately, I am too. I think it's the highest line I've ever had. It's really unfortunate that those are the first two games that they have to play. But it is what it is. Next game, Do It for the Kids versus Ballaside. Coming off a win, I have Do It for the Kids 3.5 run favorites.
I think this is going to be the tightest game of the night. I think that I know Ballaside. I think Matt is controlling that team this season. I think that he did some heavy recruiting. I don't know to what extent he landed these people he was recruiting. I know he knows the game. I know he knows he plays well. Do It for the Kids. I might take the 3.5 here. I think I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take the 3.5 points. I'm gonna say beat me by more than 3.5.
So you're taking Ballaside to cover?
Ballaside.
I'm gonna say Do It for the Kids. They impressed me last week. I think they keep rolling. We'll see. I don't know enough about either to feel certain in that. Next game, I have PFK 6.5 run favorites against Sick Kickers.
PFK.
PFK also.
That's all.
Yeah, enough said. Even though they played well against you guys last week. But anyway, Balls Deep, 7.5 run favorites against Guacamole.
I'm never going to pick against my team. But yeah, I mean, we're looking forward to this game. This was the game we had to forfeit due to a lack of female players last season.
This is a redemption
as a team,
game.
We want to play them. It's a lot of fun playing them. They like to have a good time. I've seen them play. I've ref games that they played in. So we're looking forward to playing them. I do believe we will win by more than 7.5 runs.
Yeah, I think it's going to be right around that, though. I say you win. I say you win by 8, so I'm going to go I'll take that, too. Next game. Have we agree? Oh, we have one disagreement. Ballaside is 7.5 run favorites against Kicking It Old School.
Ballaside. And I just think this is just because of pure experience.
It is. They do have a couple. I was trying to help them out on where to put the best players after the game. They did have one guy who chased.
Who? Ballaside or Kicking It?
Kicking It.
Okay.
They did have a guy. I kicked the ball in left field, and their second baseman caught it. I can kick the ball a decent amount, and that dude ran it down, Willie Mays style, and caught it in left field. That guy needs to play a different position than second base. But that's it. I'm gonna take Ballaside as well. That's it for the lines. Do you have a pick of the week, Vic?
I do have one. I have a lock of the week. I wrote it down somewhere. I had it over here. Oh, here it is. Tommy's Loungers, pick of the week.
Tommy's. Oh, God.
Lock of the week, baby.
Don't write on yourself, kids. All right, I got 3 props for you and the fans, and then we can say goodbye, and I can go to bed. Number 1, shutouts this week. How many you got?
2 shutouts this week.
Any teams you want to say? Put some words on?
Yeah, Kicking It Old School. Shutout against 1. And I'll go and I'll say it. Guacamole, shutout against BD.
Guacamole, shutout. I like to see it. I am going to go 2, and I think it's both Kicking It Old School. I'm sorry. Next one we have is more runs scored. Ballaside in their 2 games, one against Kicking It Old School and against Do It for the Kids, or 1 in their 1 game against Kicking It Old School.
What a good prop bet that is, Nathaniel.
That's not Nathan.
I am going to go with 1 in Kicking It Old School because I think that Ballaside will have a close game against Do It for the Kids. And
I think
I
it's
think
gonna
their
be
game
close, but I
against
think they put up runs. I think they could score like 8 runs in that game. So I'm gonna go with Ball side. I think they score a combined like 24. But you take one. I like when you disagree. And last one. I'm gonna probably be watching this game. I got a lot of friends in the team. I'll let you know how it goes. How many batters will get up for Tommies in the first inning against DTF? How many
9.
kickers come up? Nine.
Magic number 9.
9 kickers.
9. It's DTF. I don't know what they're doing yet, but I'm going to say it's 9. They lost last week. DTF lost in week 1.
I thought I was going a lot with 7. Wow.
9.
We'll see. All right, Victor, you want to tell the people
9.
anything else?
That's all I got for you this week.
Hey, I'll see y'all Friday. Bye-bye.